Have you ever loved someone and felt like you were lost in a maze of sweet words, manipulation, and lies? Have you ever poured out your heart and soul, only to be met with pain and disappointment? If your answer is yes, then you are a warrior chosen by God. He has used you as an instrument of justice to expose the true face of narcissists and to return to you the freedom and happiness you deserve. Life is not a series of random events, but a painting meticulously crafted by the hands of the Creator. Each stroke, each hue, each play of light and shadow carries profound meaning, arranged with divine intention. And when God decides it is time to strip away the arrogant facade and shatter the illusion of invulnerability held by the self-absorbed, He chooses someone special. He chooses someone like you. You are not merely someone who passed through their life. You are His instrument, the storm sent to shake the false world they have painstakingly built. At first you may seem like a gentle breeze, quietly weaving your way into their life. But in time, you will become a raging tempest, tearing away the dazzling masks and uprooting the lies they tell themselves. Narcissists with their inflated egos live in a delusion of their own greatness. They build castles in the sky, crown themselves as gods, invincible and infallible. But God, in His righteousness, will not let them remain forever ensnared by such deception. He uses you as a mirror of truth to show them their true selves, fragile, insecure, and broken. The fall they experience when confronted by you will be a life-altering one etched deeply into their memory so they never forget the lesson of humility. God uses you to expose narcissists. God's justice is poetic. He does not storm in with thunder. He whispers. He lets the narcissist dig their own grave brick by brick, word by word, insult by insult. And when the time is right, He sends someone like you, not to utterly destroy them, but to expose them, to show them the fragility of their so-called power, and to humble them in ways they could never have imagined. Think back to when you first met them. Do you remember how drawn they were to your energy, like a moth to a brilliant flame? They longed to possess that light, mistakenly believing it could fill the void within their soul. But they were wrong. Your light doesn't just shine, it illuminates. It reveals everything. Every manipulative move, every attempt at control only made their inner darkness more visible. You are a true mirror, reflecting what they've tried so hard to conceal, forcing them to confront the truth they've been running from. You, chosen by God, possess a razor-sharp sixth sense and a masterful ability to read others. Like Sherlock Holmes in the realm of emotions, you can decode every signal from the narcissist. Their gaze, gestures, fake smiles, nothing escapes your finely tuned radar. With your keen observation and sharp listening skills, you dissect their tone, expressions, and motivations hidden beneath their polished facade. They may shower you with sweet words or lavish gifts, but you remain unmoved. You see through it all as mere tactics in the elaborate play they've staged. What shocks the narcissist most is your ability to see right through them. They thought their perfect mask would hide their true nature, that you would remain a compliant pawn in their manipulation. But no, when you discern their deceit and reclaim your self-worth, you rise with strength and take back control of your life. God has equipped you with an acute understanding of narcissistic personality disorders as a secret weapon. This gift not only empowers you to escape toxic relationships, but also exposes the narcissist's true self, leaving them in the shadow of their crushing failure. This isn't punishment. It's awakening. God chose you and entrusted you with this unique mission. God empowers you to defeat the narcissist tactics. When you decisively cut ties with a narcissist, reflect on what you've faced. It's akin to enduring an all-out assault. They unleash every trick in their arsenal: fake sweet messages, tear-filled emails, accusatory social media posts. Their desperate calls, hundreds of texts with a whirlwind of emotions, crash over you like a tidal wave of exhaustion and confusion. But God stands with you, granting you the strength to endure. While they try to spin narratives and cover up their selfish actions, you remember clearly what you've witnessed and endured. They bring up fond memories and paint their love as something grand, but you see it for what it is, a facade to mask their arrogance and enormous ego. When you refuse to be swayed by their excuses or emotional games, they escalate their actions, showing up in person, staging dramatic, tearful displays. Yet God has taught you a vital truth. Real love does not require begging or coercion. Your silence and refusal to engage are the loudest declarations of your victory. Even when they flaunt a new prize to provoke jealousy, you remain steadfast. You understand. This isn't strength or triumph on their part. It's a display of their weakness, dependency, and emptiness. Narcissists, in their overconfidence, believe they always hold the upper hand. They assume that you, like everyone else in their lives, will remain under their control, manipulated by their psychological games. But the moment you rise and refuse to play by their rules, the facade crumbles, revealing their vulnerability. When you walk away, they lose more than just someone to control. They lose the mirror reflecting their inflated ego. To a narcissist, you are not just a person, you are their source of validation, the witness to their perfection. Your departure strips them of their power, plunging them into chaos. They're disillusioned because their carefully constructed image of perfection now feels meaningless. They believed flowery words or emotional performances would lure you back, but your silence makes them face the painful reality. You've seen through them. They're defeated because their manipulative tactics, sweet talk, psychological pressure, threats, and nostalgic triggers now echo weakly in an empty void. You no longer waver, no longer fear. This is the moment they realize their power has no effect. God not only helped you overcome these struggles, but transformed you into a spiritual warrior. You have conquered the narcissist's cunning strategies. Remember, in every step you took against manipulation and lies, it was God guiding you. Now, you have not only broken free, but become a living testament to the strength and protection God grants to those who put their trust in Him. You are not defeated, you are the victor. God holds them accountable for their actions. Narcissists, with their arrogance and delusions of power, often charge through life as if everything revolves around them. They believe they can achieve greatness without genuine effort. Grandiose projects and risky investments become tools to assert their superiority, but these pursuits are often devoid of thoughtful consideration for the consequences. They believe they are immune to failure, yet their complacency leads to a series of inevitable downfalls. When you step away from a relationship with them or refuse to partake in their grandiose schemes, it forces them to confront the reality that every action carries consequences. Without anyone left to manipulate, blame, or rely on for support, they are compelled to face the wreckage they've created. Financial losses, material ruin, and broken relationships can no longer be masked by flowery words or fabricated achievements. Narcissists often attempt to rebuild after failure, but their arrogance causes them to repeat the same mistakes. They refuse to learn from their failures, instead immersing themselves in boastful tales of past successes or chasing unrealistic dreams. This blindness traps them in a cycle of poor decisions and negative outcomes of their own making. God uses you as an instrument of truth and justice. Through you, they can no longer evade responsibility or sustain the illusion of their power and perfection. They are forced to acknowledge and bear the consequences of their actions. God forces them to face themselves. When everything in the narcissist's life collapses, losing jobs, important relationships, or their sources of admiration, they are thrust into a profound crisis. In these moments, they are forced to confront the terrifying emptiness within themselves. This is how God uses you to reveal the truth. By giving you the strength to reject their manipulative vortex, God compels them to face their true selves, a deeply insecure, wounded, and dependent individual. The outcome is rarely favorable, as narcissists are often trapped in the negative loops they've created. They cannot escape their compulsive need for control and their distorted sense of self, which leads to broken relationships, unsustainable careers, and eventual isolation. God shows them that no one else can fill the void inside them. Only by confronting themselves can they hope to find true healing. You are the vessel of truth, the light that exposes their darkness. And only when they accept this truth can they find a path to true redemption. This moment also offers them an opportunity for awakening. Through you, God opens a new path, a path that demands the courage to face their own flaws, to abandon their false persona, and to seek genuine healing. What happens next is up to them. Will they remain trapped in their cycle of self-destruction, or will they choose to step out of the darkness and seek peace and true love? It is their decision, for God is compassionate yet just. He respects human free will, knowing that every choice leads to a future outcome and each individual must take responsibility for their actions. You were never just a fleeting chapter in their story. You were the turning point, the storm that swept away their illusions, the shock they never anticipated. Now, you hold the pen, writing your own narrative, one of brilliance, love, and happiness. Their absence? It is no longer a source of pain, but a liberation, a blessing. God never makes mistakes. He chose you because He knew you were strong enough to endure this trial. And now that you've fulfilled your mission, He will lift you up, granting you the peace and happiness you truly deserve. As for them, the narcissists, they will remain lost in the ruins of their own making. They will be haunted by the mistakes of their past, searching for answers to the damage they've done. Eventually, they will realize that the moment they tried to destroy you was the very moment they strangled themselves. But by then, you will be far beyond their reach, shining brightly on your own path, leaving them with an unending regret. This is justice, my friend, silent yet powerful, fair and eternal. God used you to shine a light on the manipulation of the narcissist and force them to face the reality they deliberately avoided. Through your strength, you shattered the illusion of control they held and made them accountable for their actions. Your decision to walk away, rising above their psychological games, was not merely an act of self-preservation. It was a sacred stand against darkness and deceit. However, your role in this story is not defined by their downfall or failure. It is shaped by your growth, healing, and transformation. Through this painful chapter, you have emerged stronger, wiser, and closer to God. You've learned the profound truth that your worth is not determined by anyone's approval or manipulation. Instead, it lies in the fact that you are a cherished creation of God, deserving of respect, love, and peace. The narcissist may face the emptiness of their choices, but your path now leads to brighter horizons. Your experience has not only set you free, but also serves as a living testament to those who may be trapped in similar circumstances. You are a beacon of hope, reminding others that no one remains manipulated forever when they walk in faith and truth. God's purpose in using you extends far beyond this moment. You are now a testament to His power, turning pain into purpose, failure into triumph, and manipulation into liberation. While the narcissist is left to confront the emptiness and collapse of their illusions, you are free to embrace a future filled with authentic love, steadfast peace, and divine blessings. Remember this always. You are not a failure. You are chosen. And in being chosen, you have been given the strength not only to overcome, but also to illuminate the path for others to do the same. This story is not merely about defeating the narcissist. It is about discovering the extraordinary strength God has placed within you and fulfilling a purpose far greater than you ever imagined. Your story is not one of loss but of divine victory, and this is only the beginning of the blessings that await you.